We're checking out the asylum right here on Danu on Fire. Thank you for joining us on the show. It's a breakfast menu is what we're trying. After all, we started off on an early shoot date. So we thought, let's dig into what they have for breakfast. And as my guest on the show, I have someone who is absolutely vibrant and she has an electricity about her that really captures people. I'm happy to have the beautiful Jacquie. Hi, Jacquie.
Hi, Danu.
How are you? You're 22 years old in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
Yeah.
Young.
You're a young little bud. Tell me, what made you come to Sri Lanka?
So my boyfriend then, who is now my husband since 37 years. Yeah.
That's great.
That's
that
long.
itself is a record.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Passing 33 days is a problem these days. 37 years is a lot of time. So, when you all took this decision to come to Sri Lanka, and that time things were so uncertain in this country.
Yeah, we were
with
here
the war.
in 85, yeah.
Yeah. And what made you sort of take the decision?
Oh, it was family business, starting to build the factory here in 1985. We were here for 6 years, and then we moved on and came back.
And made it home.
And made it home.
Yeah. So you have had an interesting career in your life. You have walked the ramp, you have been a part of shoots, and you have been glamorous always. Tell me, did you feel that you sort of missed this whole fashion outlook to life when you came here in 1985? Were things different?
Oh, in 1985, I was still a model then. I was working internationally, so I used to come in and
Fly
visit
back.
and fly back.
With
yeah.
a perfect tan? No.
Yes, no. My boss in Singapore used to get kind of irate when I was too dark. Oh, you can't be too dark. Like, why? You know, so.
I'm sun-kissed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being too dark.
Yeah, true. So how was it? How was that?
The
did
fashion
you-
scene here in
Yeah.
85, oh, it was very, how can I say,
Because, you know, in terms of fashion, in the things that we know,
yeah.
In terms of fashion, in the 80s and early 90s, we have had a more, what can I say, more colorful timeline for fashion than what it is today.
Yeah.
We had more shows, and Sri Lanka flew abroad with what we could in terms of batik. And
Well,
things like
I
that.
can't really say I knew much about what was going on in the fashion scene back then because I was traveling a lot in and out of the country. So when I used to come in, basically what I did the first year I came was I took my portfolio, took a minibus into Colombo because we were based in Negombo, and I took my portfolio with me and just went around to the shops
Right.
to see if anybody needed a model.
Right.
And that's how I met a lot of the people I know today.
Oh,
And
wow.
they've become our friends, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what was the first gig you did here?
Oh, it's really funny. I think it was Angelina bras for the Hydramani group.
Okay.
And they had these Target bras, I remember, like Madonna.
Like,
yeah. It was so
Shoot
funny,
them.
you know, and I was like, okay.
it went with the war concept.
So I was on the packaging of the box for Angelina bras, and then that was long time. It was quite funny. And then when I came back, one of my friends said, "Oh, you look really familiar." And I said, "Oh, you know."
Have you bought the Angelina
Yes.
bras? Are you shooting guns down there?
It was so funny. And she's going, "Oh my gosh, that's you on the box." I think, yeah. So yeah, that was actually my first shoot here with a local company, and then those days we worked with another group for Jade Gardens, I think it was, Chinese restaurant and casinos, and they were all connected, so we did a calendar.
Right.
And that was quite fun as well because we were moving from place to place
Amazing.
and meeting people, and so that was very interesting for me to kind of slowly get into the industry here those
that's
days and
amazing.
meet the people. And Fazul I met then as well from Hamidia's
Yeah.
when he was just starting out, and he had his first store in
Velava.
Wellawata, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You have actually been in the industry,
All my life pretty much.
literally. But it's amazing that you still fit into everything in that same size.
Well, I work at it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Just to let you know, in 1985, I was still not out. into this world. I came
Why
at
not?
the latter stages of it.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to say.
Right.
We'll see you after the break. Do stick around. Welcome back to the show. We're talking to Jacquie, and it's interesting because I'm coming to know so much about her fashion life and how she was doing shows back between Sri Lanka and Singapore and all this and more. Just to let you know, so we are dining here at the asylum, and you can come and enjoy your food here as well. So we are having peri peri chicken. This is also served for breakfast and lunch. You can have it as brunch. Let's put it that way. Their breakfast menus are available every day, limited during the weekday, but the full spread comes alive over the weekend. See, I gave a little intro there for what we're eating. You're not
Looks very hearty.
Yeah, but
Hearty breakfast.
but you're not exactly the. Are you like someone who loves food, or are you more beverage oriented?
No, I like my food.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I grew up in Singapore, so
Yeah,
we're all
that's what
foodies.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, what type of food do you like to eat?
Oh, I love Asian food.
Oh, then we are
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you like spicy?
Oh, I was just going to say, there's a cutoff where
Point
it comes
for
to really spicy. I like to taste the food still.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah?
We like to
Not
kill
to like.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
We like
Can't
to kill
deal
it
with that.
and re-kill it and put it all in there.
Yeah. No.
You can cook paper, it'll taste the same.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Because I come from the north, and there everything was
It is
based
really
on spice.
spicy, yeah.
Yeah. And this stomach can handle everything.
I'm
There are
sure.
complications,
Yeah.
but yet I can handle everything.
Yeah.
No, that's another story.
Yeah.
That's for another day.
Okay.
So we're talking about the fashion industry. Tell me about today, because you manage so many models. You have one thing with Jacquie. I've heard this from all her models. You don't mess with Jacquie. You put everything on paper. You don't underestimate the talent she's sending. That's it. And that comes when you have worked in the industry, correct?
Yeah.
Because you don't want your models to wait there for 3 hours in a corner, expecting some work to start off on time. How it happens when you worked in the industry, so it's easier for you to actually ask what is needed.
Definitely. I mean, having been in the industry, you know all the details of what's going to,
Yeah.
happen. So yeah, if they were to stick the model in the corner and wait, time is money, honey.
Yeah.
So, we'll just charge them.
Yeah.
If they don't want to work them straight away.
And
So-
how has it worked for you so far, like working with the local talent, with the local models? What have you taught them, or what do you tell them to keep in mind when they're models? Because everyone wants to be a model today.
I know, that's the thing, everybody wants to be a model, but there's a difference between also professional high fashion models and the Instagram models. So there's a lot of
model.
yeah. All kinds of different models. I just always tell the models to stay humble. I think that's very important, to be yourself, and don't get carried away and start thinking you know who I am and because I feel that everybody's in the same industry, and it's always best to be yourself, and trying to be somebody you're not, I find, usually comes out sooner or later.
At some point.
Yeah, at some point. So it's always good to be yourself.
How versatile do you think a model should be?
Very. She should be able to change like a chameleon in her looks. That's what a good model is about. I mean, if you look at all the international models and you go through all their photos, they change in every photo. So I do see some models where they start evolving maybe after 1 or 2 years. They learn, okay, now I have to actually change my look, recreate, kind of being like a little Madonna.
Yeah.
Like Madonna.
change with
Yeah,
time,
yeah, exactly.
Like
Rather
Madonna
than
is
having
90 now. She looks
90?
fabulous.
Well, she looks good for her age.
Yeah,
but
like
what
even
I'm
my
saying
mom
is
knew about Madonna. Even my grandma knew about Madonna.
I mean, how
know
she
about Madonna.
evolved. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's
So I think a model should do the same thing in creating her new look within 2 to 3 years. Create a new look, keep it exciting. You know, clients find you still very interesting.
But how long would you give a model on the ramp, on the shelf, like?
It depends on how good you look at what age. You know, so it's good to start early. Then you have a longer career. And it also depends how well you keep yourself in shape. Skin, of course, and your attitude towards the business. I think keeping yourself happy and having fun is the main part of the job.
So when it comes to modeling, it's very important to know your personal hygiene.
Oh, yes. Yes. Sorry.
I just wanted to speak about that. Do you give everyone like a bit of a class, like, you know, don't have your bush just out of control? Sorry, that sounded so bad.
Well, I don't quite put it that way.
Sorry.
Yeah. So yes, we do fill them in, but yeah, not as blunt as that. Yes. Yes, there's a certain standard we keep within our models. Okay.
But how important is it to teach them personal hygiene? Because when you learn your personal hygiene, it's good for you at any time. Like you can go into work, you can be professional somewhere, you can go in for an interview, you can use all what you have learned in putting yourself at a good place.
I always say you're your best advertisement.
That is true.
Right. So when you're walking around, people look at you, you are what they see, right? And also if the smell comes with it, they'll just turn around and go the other way, right?
Oh, you brought company.
You brought up hygiene, so it's never nice to have a smelly model. So.
You brought company, I see.
Yeah. So no, that's the first thing we do talk about that. Yes.
Brilliant.
It's very important, especially when you're changing, right? And your client's clothes, you know, and then you've got big sweat marks everywhere, and then your body odor stinks. Oops. Body odor stinks, and yeah, not a good one.
That is
so
true.
that's very important, for sure.
Let's get into. Do you still have the bullet bras?
No, I never bought one.
I just had to ask the question. Let's get into a break. We'll see you on the other side with something sweet right here at the asylum. Welcome back. It's our final segment. We're talking to Jacquie. Oh no.
Looks great.
And this is our final segment. We're having creme brulee.
Yum.
Would you eat this?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, I like my sweets.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
No wonder you like me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm a big piece of sweet. Sorry. This is how we talk when we meet each other.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So you can come check out Asylum. That's where we are. It's a good place for you to hang out, make like a weekday night so much more interesting. Now, have you ever thought of getting on the ramp again?
No.
Okay. What do you tell people who are, like, for example, let me put it in a nice way. I don't want to come across rude. Oh, see, I would come and say, you know, I want to be the next top model. Mm-hmm. And what would you tell me? Because I know realistically I can't, because, you know, not at this very moment at least.
Yeah, I'm actually very direct. I would tell you.
What would you tell me? Okay, I have come now. Okay, this is my file.
That's
Hi,
your file
Jacquie.
or
No,
your portfolio?
this is my portfolio.
Okay, very rubbery. All right, okay.
I'm doing a piece here. Hi, Jacquie.
Hi, Danu.
I want to be a model.
Right.
And I want to be the next showstopper.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Well, you already are.
The problem is you're not talking to me. You're talking to somebody. I'm acting as this.
Well,
we are doing role play. Have you ever done
I
role play?
have done well, yes, but you know, you've got to tell me the character you're thinking about, because I can't just
This
throw
is
it at
me,
you.
like somebody like me. Can I be
Okay, so let me put it this way. In the modeling industry now, we've got diversity,
Yeah.
all right? So we're not looking at just tall and skinny and
Built-in.
stereotyped, yes, because we do have real people as well.
And do they have work?
At the moment, I think it's slowly now picking up. The reality of it all is like, yes, it's the real people who buy the fashion. So now in Sri Lanka, I've noticed that people are asking for real people. You know, real people sizes, so they don't actually look at tall, skinny models and think, well, I can't fit into that, right? So it's nice to have a good mixture and diversity of models in the.
I do have a chance then.
You do have a chance.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it depends on how you photograph.
Yeah.
If you're photogenic, if you look long and lean, right? Tall, it's very important in the pictures. Sometimes we get applications where maybe they've got a pretty or a good looking face, but too stunted.
Right.
So sometimes in the pictures they look kind of out of proportion.
Bulky.
Yeah. And that doesn't make the clothes look good. So it just depends on your proportions and quite a few things that I look at on that.
Tell me about beauty pageants. Do you think models and beauty pageants are all entangled together here?
For me, beauty pageants and modeling are two totally different worlds. Okay, but they're two different industries. They're very different in the sense of pageants is more about winning a crown and doing something for your country, whereas modeling is more on the commercial side and fashion industry side of things. And it's not about competition as such. It's more about doing your job well. I don't find that it's more like I'm going to wear a crown and this and that. Modeling
But
is
do you
more
feel
on
that
the
here
realistic
everything
side.
is so interconnected?
Yeah, and maybe in Sri Lanka it is. But you know, it's a small industry, so maybe that's why they combine the two together. Because it's still a growing industry here. It's come a long way in the last 15 years,
That's amazing.
which is really nice to see. And some of the designers that have come up with all their amazing collection is just wow compared to years ago when I first got here. And it's nice to see how it's evolved.
Beauty tips. You know, how do you look like you?
This is called taking care of yourself.
Yeah, like, you know, I do too. I
Right.
sleep well, I drink well, I eat well.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
it's taking care of myself. But
Exactly.
what's happening beyond, the after effects are not as great as what's doing there.
I think a lot of it is within you, right? It's with what you feel, how you act, your attitude towards people, if it's a positive mindset. It's very important that you are always have a good attitude and don't take advantage of people. I think it's very important that you're kind to one another. And like I said, be humble.
And have fun.
And have fun.
It's the most important
Yeah.
thing. So if you want to further your career and if you've just thought of like getting into the industry, trying it out, you can. She will give you a good platform to like speak about it, come to know about it, or even guide you in the right path that you could take that will actually work for your career. So that's something for you to keep in mind if you want to get through to Jacquie. Thank you so very much for being on the show. And more than anything, I just like hanging out with her. She's fun. Like, we somehow find our way at these events and then we just laugh and giggle and create havoc and go away.
That we do.
Thank you for being so easy to work with today.
Thank you. One thing I wanted to say is it's really important to have your self-confidence.
Yeah.
You know, because not every person's going to be accepted in the industry. So you have to take that very lightly and not personally.
Yeah.
Right? So I think some people might get offended and think, oh, why am I not like this and why am I not like that? It's a totally different scene and it's just not to take it on a personal basis. You know?
Well, maybe
So
you're
it's
just not cut out for that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Something bigger is just on its way.
I think maybe they find their way in a different aspect of what they're really searching for, and they find, you know, that maybe that wasn't their career path in the first place.
Correct.
And,
there are
yeah.
so many film actresses and actors who are terrible on stage.
Yeah.
Vice versa, they're brilliant on stage and
Yeah.
they're terrible on screen
Yeah.
because it's two different methods of acting.
Yeah.
So
Very true.
You're just given that chance. Some people can versatile and just be on anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
I just made it easier for you.
Yeah. Can we
On that
dive
note,
into-
we're going to wrap things up. Thank you so much to the Asylum team for giving us such a great menu here. And the chef here is Sesha. He's actually my classmate. So I was so happy to see him here as well. Thank you so very much for the great food that you gave us. Until we see you soon with another cool episode to Danu on Fire, you keep smiling. So